Hi there everyone, it's Joe here again. The market is going to open in a few hours time and today's video is going to answer this question. Is Facebook in deep shit? Why do I ask this question? So for those who are not sure what has happened, okay, Ireland on the behalf of the European Union or the EU actually ordered Facebook to stop sending European Union users data to the US. So what this means is Ireland is coming up with a new rule, or Ireland is saying that Facebook has breached some regulations and that Ireland does not want Facebook, okay, to transfer data to and from the EU to the US. Okay, so this is what happened to the share price, in case you are not too sure. At the start of September this year, there was a big tech sell-off, and then I also believe that as Facebook continued to drop, this is also partly, okay, fueled by the EU data scandal. So how would it actually affect Facebook? Let's just take a look. I have put out this information from the annual report, okay, from 2019. So I know that the numbers may not be very clear, so I have actually written it down here. So in terms of daily active users from all around the world, in 2019, Facebook actually had 1,657 million. For the EU side, it accounts for 294 million. And this possible impact, if let's say Facebook today, okay, it is not allowed to send any more data, not allowed to operate in the EU, okay, the impact to Facebook is 17.7%. From a longer term perspective, the global monthly users is 2004, almost 2,500 million. From the EU side, it accounts for actually 394 million, and the possible impact is 15.7%. This means that straight away, Facebook will have 15 to 17% less viewership, and that would really affect the advertisement revenues. So, having said that, let us just look at what Facebook made okay, from around the world in 2019. They made 20,736 million, almost 21,000 million. All right. From the EU itself, that is actually around 5,000 million or 5 billion. All right. So this impact is actually quite huge. EU alone accounts for almost one quarter or 25% of Facebook's total revenue. So the other question that I want to ask is, okay, how likely will this new rule be passed? Will Ireland really say no? Okay, Facebook, stop sending data, stop transferring data to and fro the EU to the US. All right. There's a lot of information, and okay, from the vice president of Facebook operations, okay, this is what he highlights. Okay, if Ireland really does implement this rule or this law, communication between not only between Facebook, okay, not only for Facebook, but communication between all US and EU companies will be affected. All right, because this rule, remember, this rule, it cannot be it is a very work is a very common, is a very general rule, okay, that is affecting all companies that actually communicates via data from the US to EU. And this also means that some core businesses, not only some, actually, a lot of core businesses, banks, schools, and even hospitals will also be affected. All right, because this also means that these facilities, these banks, these schools can no longer communicate with their US counterparts. All right, my question is this: do you think the EU or Ireland needs this kind of handicap during this very severe COVID season? Okay, this is some food for thought. I have no answer to this, but I'm just thinking at the back of my mind. All right, everybody is struggling with COVID. Businesses are struggling to run. Businesses are struggling to be startup. Does it need this kind of handicap at this point of time? Okay, so the other question is, okay, since Ireland is coming to implement this rule, okay, how can Facebook collaborate, okay, in order to get around this law? So Facebook, it is going to be very inconvenient. It's going to be a big operation. So essentially what Facebook has to do is that Facebook has to filter data from the non-sensitive, okay, to be allowed to be transferred between EU and US. So for the sensitive EU information, it has to be stored in the EU on EU soil. No sensitive information from the EU is allowed to be stored on US soil. So this may actually sort of split Facebook into US and EU segments if Facebook does not or is unable to comply. They may be fined $4 billion, and this is 4% of their revenue. So having said this, I really believe that there may be a way out, just that it's going to come with time, and it is going to come at some cost to Facebook, definitely. And in not only that, right, this is not the first time that Facebook finds itself in this kind of data scandals. In fact, in 2018, the Facebook Cambridge Analytica data breach, okay, all right, what happened was during this period, there was a lot of personal data that was actually used or even sent by Facebook without proper consent. All right, worse still, these data was leaked, and Facebook was fined quite a hefty sum for this. Because of this 2018 data scandal, this has resulted in a very big share price drop. All right, if as you can see, it went from a top of almost $220 to almost slightly more than $120. So this drop was huge. Will there be a similar drop this time round? Actually, I do not know. But the question is, even before you go in, okay, you need to ask yourself, is Facebook's business being threatened? Okay, so let us know what you think. Okay, will you still continue to invest in Facebook, or do you think, wow, this is bad, this is something that I did not expect, and you will avoid, okay, investing in Facebook at all costs? So let us know what you think in the comment section. All right, till next time we meet again. Bye bye.